Hi, I'm Chris. Welcome to Sutton Motorsports Garage. Today's project is to upgrade all the lighting on this 69 Chevy C10. We're going to be upgrading to LEDs all the way around, including the headlights, which will be a stock look headlight, but still have, be LEDs. I'll give you a quick walk around of the truck since it hasn't been on the channel yet. And once it gets dark, I'll take a ride with these headlights, and then we'll do the upgrade, and then we'll take a ride with the LEDs and see what a difference it makes. So as I said, it's a 69 Chevy C10. I've had it for probably 8 years or so. It needs a little work. It runs decent, pretty much a daily driver in the summertime. It's a 350. Believe it's the stock block. The heads, the intake, the carburetor have all been upgraded. It's got a set of headers on it and everything. I bought it this way, so I don't know the real history on that. It's got a turbo 350, which I'll be upgrading to a 700 R4, which probably will be another upcoming video. So here's a shot of the other side. The bed has been replaced. The truck actually got hit. You can see the damage on the door here. That damage actually went all the way down to here and actually bent the wheel. And I replaced the wheels, and I found this box at a pretty reasonable price. So, and it's in pretty good shape. And the interior's kind of rough. This was an AC truck, and most of the components are either missing or damaged. So at some point I hope to upgrade that too and add like a vintage air system or something like that. So, all right, so that's the truck, and we'll get it in the shop and get going on it. So here's a little walk around of the truck. I don't know how well this comes out at night, but there it is with the marker lights. And the tail lights. There's the low beams. There's the high beams. Yeah, it should give you a good indicator of what we're working with. We'll switch everything over and we'll do another drive at night and see how much better it is. Okay, so the 1157s actually come 3 different colors. You have red, you have amber, and you have white. The white ones here on the left are actually red, and these bright yellow looking ones are the white ones, and then these are the ambers here on the right. And then they also have the 1156s, which are also white for the reverse lights. Now they say to use the red in the taillights instead of white because the white will look kind of a pinkish color, I guess, through the lenses. So even in the daylight, you can see the difference. You barely notice this one's on, and yet this one, you actually can see well even in daytime. And we'll try a white light in the tail light there to compare. So you can see a difference. There's the red bulb, and over here is the white bulb. And you definitely can see the red bulb definitely looks better in there. There's with the turn signal on, and that's pretty bright for during the day. And then we have our 194s, which come in red and amber, and we'll install those. I would say that's a little bit brighter also than the other side. We can compare. Okay, so now we're at the front of the truck, and we'll keep going with the smaller ones, and then we'll do the headlights. Okay, so in order to get this to work, you're going to need to go to your fuse box, and you're going to have a flasher, which is going to look pretty similar to this. And you're going to need to pull that flasher, and you will need an LED flasher, which plugs in right to the same spot. The only difference is you're going to have this wire, and this is a ground wire. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to ground it right up here. I'm going to run a self-tapping screw in there to ground that wire, and then your flashers will work. All right, there you can see it installed with the self-tapping screw. So I've got the ground and I've got the flasher plugged in, and we should get turn signals. There we have our turn signal. Seems to be flashing at a normal speed. And there we have it. Now onto the headlight. Most of these sealed beams all work the same way. You're going to have some kind of trim panel around it. Then you'll have a ring that holds the headlight in. Now you're going to want to be careful in here. You're going to have your adjuster screws And you're going to have your trim ring screws. Get you in there and see. Okay, so in this case, the Phillips is the adjuster screw, and the straight is the trim ring screw. You can see the little bit of trim ring there. You want to be careful with these. They can break somewhat easy. There's another adjuster. Yeah, so you have a top and a side adjuster. And then down here you have your other one. And that one actually is a Phillips. So you have 3 on the trim ring, and then you have 2 adjusters. And you typically will have a side adjuster and a top or bottom adjuster, usually a top and one side. And you can adjust your headlights using those 2. You can go in or out, which I might have to do when we're done with this whole job here. They can also strip out. You want to be careful of that too. That one doesn't want to come out. And the other one was a Phillips. I'll give them a little bit of spray and see if that helps. Okay, so I sprayed the screws, and I got a bigger screwdriver, and I was able to get them out. So the trim ring comes off like this. I'll set that down. Then the headlight just has a plug in the back of it. I'm sure you guys have done that already, guys and girls. All right, so that's that plug. And I'll show you what they gave us. Okay, so this is our headlight housing here. Looks kind of like a sealed beam unit. And here's the back of it. So there's this plastic piece. We're going to take that out. Just pop these wires off. They flip over. That comes out. This piece goes in. Now it can only really go one way. I mean, I guess you could do it that way, but it's going to set right in there. And then we put the wires back in place to hold it in. Okay, so that's in place. And then this, so from all I can gather, this is maybe to let any moisture that actually does get in there drain back out. So I'm going to face that down. So down is right here. And then you push that around the plastic piece. So that's sitting there like that. And then the headlight, now when you see the headlight, you can look, there's these yellow lighting units. This one sets back more than the other 2. So that's for the high beam, and that needs to face down according to the instructions. So we need that one to end up like this. So inside here, it's little tabs, very similar to when you do your 1157 bulb. So you back it off a little bit, it pops down in, and then put it right in place. And there you go. So it's basically a sealed beam unit, and we'll install it just like we took the other one out. Okay, so we have our unit here. So we're going to face that way, this side down. We'll plug this in first. Okay, so that's plugged in. And then this is going to go pretty much like that. Okay, so we've got the headlight in, and we've got the screws. Screws are a little tough. They're very small and in a tight little spot. So be careful. There's those two. I'll get to the other side and finish up, and we'll take it for a ride at night and see how much better it is. Definitely looks brighter. So we can take a look now. The lights are definitely brighter. The marker lights are brighter. And the tail lights are brighter. I'll say this, I'm very happy with the upgrade. Hopefully it shows up well on video that these headlights are definitely better. The high beams are a little bit brighter than the low beams, but really not a big difference. But the low beams compared to the old headlights are much better. All right, so I'm back in the shop, getting the bike all cleaned up. We're gonna do some riding in Tennessee. Keep an eye out for that video. When we get back, I'll post a video of that. So I feel like the LED upgrade was, I think, a complete success. I didn't show the backup lights, which were also a lot brighter. The backup lights before, you couldn't even tell if they were on. Now you can actually see behind you at night backing up, which is nice. I think I do need to adjust the headlights down a little bit. I think they're a little bit high, and that might be the issue with the high beam, low beam. And I do need to get another flasher. Keep an eye out if you're going to do this. You may have two flashers. You're going to need both flashers, so I still need to get another one. I'll post the company. It goes by 12 Volt Specialties. You can find them on Facebook, and I believe you can order stuff through Facebook. But he also does a lot of shows. I got it from the Spring Rod Run in Pigeon Forge. He was one of the vendors there, and I got to admit, I was a little bit skeptical, but everything worked. I had no issues with any of the lighting, any of it. I mean, it all worked out great. And the whole upgrade was less than $200 for everything. I did it basically every light on the truck. So, yeah. So thanks for watching. And keep an eye out for more videos coming up. There'll be more on the 69 Chevy. There'll be more on the 86 Chevy. Like I said, we'll do a video down in Tennessee while we're riding. So, yeah, thanks for watching the channel.